Honestly, I was not expecting to come back with a video this quickly, so I'm really excited because I have some loot. Also, I am still doing a Christmas haul of like some of the Christmas stuff that I've thrifted, but honestly, I really was hoping I would be able to find more stuff than I have, and I haven't really found that much this year. So, I am still gonna do a Christmas haul. I do have some stuff that's really good, but like, I was really hoping to find more stuff. I'm like so in the Christmas spirit right now, and was like so looking to find cool Christmas, and it's not panned out too well for me. If you followed along with my like thrift journey, then you might remember that I do collect, like I love holidays. So like I usually do like a big Halloween, and then I tear all that down and I decorate with all my vintage turkeys for Thanksgiving, and then that's a whole thing, and then I pull all that down on Black Friday or like the Saturday after usually, and then I do Christmas. So this is a little bit new for me because I, like, being a new mom, I was just like, nope, I didn't do Halloween, I didn't do Thanksgiving. I might pull a couple of my favorite turkeys out for the kitchen, but literally like I just was like, no, I'm skipping all of it. I'm just going straight to Christmas. So this is the earliest I've ever decorated for Christmas. And I'm here for it. I'm excited to like have it all up and kind of be able to enjoy it for a little bit longer than I have in the past. We do get a real tree, so we won't be getting that yet because I'm not trying to burn the house down, but I'm excited. Like, I've got a lot of my like vintage Christmas up. It's funny, I feel like I have so much, like I'm such a hoarder, and then I actually like put it in the hutch and there's like hardly anything in there. I feel like I need way more. I don't know. Maybe not, but I don't know. Do you guys have Christmas like all over your house? Because I would love to have like little vignettes of like vintage Christmas like everywhere, but my collection's not big enough yet. So slowly but surely, every year I get like a few more things. Willow and I went to a local antique store just looking for like a couple fun little pieces that I could add to my collection, and dang, it's so expensive. And I'm all about supporting local antique dealers and everything, but I feel like everything was $100, which I understand that that's like the value of it, and I get that, but oh, it just like kind of loses some of the fun when you're paying $100 for like one piece. So we did leave empty-handed, but I'm still on the lookout for cool stuff. All right, 3-minute intro. So sorry. Just fast forward me. I ramble way too much. But I'm super excited because I got to finally like go down south and get some cool stuff at one of my favorite thrifts. So not just like Goodwill. So I have a little haul for you guys. Okay. I'm just gonna kind of like grab random stuff. First things first, I found this really cool wicker and bamboo magazine holder. I actually picked it up for myself to put Willow's books in because right now, like we're turning like a space that we have in the house into her playroom. Eventually I would like it to be a den so that it's like not just Willow Town, but this is gonna be perfect in there to like put a lot of her books in because I just keep buying books. I love children's books. They're so beautiful. So I've been looking for something functional like this to put all her books in. So super excited about that. Definitely vintage and pretty. So always good because baby stuff is not always pretty. I try to get the aesthetic stuff, but not always a win. At that same Goodwill, I found one of these vintage mugs. This is Lavash the cow. I also have the escargot. Oh, it also has the bull. That's cute. So it's got the bull and the cow. I have the escargot snail one. This is from 1978. I forget who makes this. I gotta look it up. But anyway, these are kind of sought after actually. It was $1. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna list this or not. I kept the snail one because like it's just funky and weird, but I might list the cow. We'll see. Although it's kind of nice to have a pair so that it's like what do I do? But yeah, I just picked it up. I feel like lately, I don't know, in the past, so many people have given like thrift advice, and some of the thrift advice is to like make sure that you're like right there when they bring the carts out. And our thrift stores have never been like that, where I needed to like scout the carts like hardcore. I usually could go and like find a bunch of stuff on the shelves. And lately I do feel like all the best stuff that I find is like if it came right out on the cart and I like was there to get it, which is like, I mean, it's whatever, it doesn't really matter, but I'm like, dang, I miss the days when I could just like grab a ton of stuff from the shelves. Now it's like I have to be like a little more strategic and like get there when they're pulling the stuff out on the cart. It didn't used to be like that. So I don't know, but both of those things that I just showed you were on the cart yesterday when I went. So yeah, but also Saturday. I went on a Saturday and that's like the worst day to thrift. So joke's on me. I literally have no sense of time anymore. I literally thought it was Friday. I didn't even realize it was Saturday. And I was like, Willow, why are we out thrifting on a Saturday? We're dumb. Earlier in the week though, I did find a couple things from a different thrift store. So I found these beautiful pottery goblets, and they're obviously hand thrown, handmade. They are beautiful, and the glaze is like purple, like there's just a little splash of purple. It's so unexpected, and I just think it's stunning. So I always pick these up. I'll obviously never not. I would love to find like a big set of like at least 4 to 6, and then I could like keep them for myself, but 2 is not as useful. So I'll probably sell them, but they're just so beautiful. I mean, on a shelf, like, oh, they're so pretty. So yeah, there's definitely a big part of me that's tempted to keep them, but I think I'll list them. They were weirdly like in the case, which I thought was an interesting choice. And those stinkers are so sneaky. So she pulled them out of the case and she was like, do you want them? And I was like, well, are there any like chips or cracks? And she was like, no. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I want them. So then when I got them home, I realized that they had marked $1.99 as the price on the bottom. And then the tag though is $2.99. So she charged me like $6 for them, which I don't care. They're worth way more than that. So it's like, whatever, but that was sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky, Goodwill. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. But whatever. They're really pretty, so I don't care. Okay. Oh, also at that store, we found a couple of these like older Japanese hand painted pieces. These are so like, they're just so charming. They're so retro. I feel like these are very 1940s in my opinion. They have crazing, kind of, you know, yellowware. They're hand painted and they're just so pretty. I love the little delicate flowers. Oh, this is the kind of vintage that I first was obsessed with when I first started getting into vintage. And now I feel like I'm kind of doing a full circle and coming back to this more like homey, classic, like cottagecore type of vintage stuff. So I grabbed this, and then I also grabbed this little container, and I love that it's blank, so you could like put a little sticker or even write directly on it if you're brave. But you could kind of, you're not relegated to using it for whatever it says. You can use it for whatever. So I thought that was really, really cool. I haven't really decided. They don't match my kitchen, but I really want to keep them. But I think I'm probably going to list them. They're so pretty. And I'm pretty sure I have a biscuit jar that matches them. I have to go dig in my hoard because I'm pretty sure it's listed. And so I would maybe want to put them together. I'm not sure. But at the very least, these two will go together. I've been doing really well at trying to clean everything and list everything right away, or at least photograph it right away after purchasing it. So I feel like that's been giving me like a license to thrift, maybe a little more than I should, knowing full well that I have 5 bajillion things in storage that need to get listed, but it's a start. It's a start. At the very least, I'm getting the new things that are coming in listed or photographed and ready to be listed. So I'm not just like adding to the hoard of pile of things that haven't been listed yet. Oof. Okay. Then I went to it's me. I mean, Willow and I, we went to a local restore, and I found just like a little Mickey cup, this is like a Pepsi collector series, made in USA. It's got a little bit of dishwasher damage. It's not perfect condition, but like, can't pass up a Mickey mug. These are so classic. So grabbed that. I think it was only 50 cents, so worth it. And then I found this crazy lamp. Okay, so short story. Willow and I were thrifting right before we were supposed to get a hurricane. And I have this weird thing that right before a hurricane is when everybody else is at like Walmart and the grocery store getting, things they should be getting, like water. And so because of that, I've always found really good thrift, like treasures right before a hurricane because no one's thrifting. I don't know if that's like just like causation and like correlation, not causation or whatever, but it's just like a weird kind of like thing that I have. So I grabbed Shmoo and we went out thrifting, and I had to laugh because we went to one of our like local Goodwills, and as I was pulling up, I watched a whole family walk out with a peacock chair and then 2 1970s like Art Deco revival prints that sell for like $1,000 each. And obviously that's like Cherish prices, so like maybe not quite that much. I think one was on Etsy though for 500, so like big money. And I was like, it's one thing to not find it, but it's another thing to watch it walk out right in front of you. I was like, Jesus, why? Why did I have to see them leave with it? If it wasn't meant for me, whatever, but why did I have to see them leave with it? Like, that was so tough. And those prints were cool. Like I probably, you know me, I probably would have wanted to keep at least one for a little while, but whatever. They were like a very put together family, so they for sure knew what they were doing. The mom was probably an interior decorator or something because they were driving a very nice car, and their kiddos were in like private school like uniforms because they were out of school for the storm. So they for sure knew what they were looking for and they nabbed it. So good on them. But we went so after that, like I was kind of bummed about that Goodwill. So I was like, probably not going to find anything here today. So we went to the restore and I found this super weird lamp. And I really am so unsure about it. I've done a lot of research on it. So it is hand painted. It's by Rosaram. So it's Romanian, I'm pretty sure. And it is old. It is actually vintage. You can see the plug also kind of like denotes vintage. And it's porcelain and it's hand painted. It's this funky tree and all these quirky little birds on it. Hilarious. So, the only other Rosaram hand-painted vintage lamp I could find, is like completely different than this. It's like a lady and a guy, and it has a lampshade that's also porcelain. So that being said, that one's on Etsy for $1,000. So that's a lot. But this doesn't have like a cool lampshade like that. Although I prefer the subject matter of birds over like a lady and a guy, but I think maybe I'm in the minority on that front. So I don't have any idea how to list this or how to price it. But look at that. See, I missed a super expensive, like thrift treasure. And even though this isn't worth like as much as those prints, it still probably has some really good value to it. So I'm very excited. And it's so cool. And it's actually in perfect condition, which is really crazy. My husband, bless his heart, does the shipping for me, which makes also doing Etsy way more fun because I get to find it and I don't really mind. I like cleaning everything and I don't mind listing. It's not my favorite. I like photographing, but I don't like listing that much. But anyway, that's not that bad. The worst part of selling online by far, in my opinion, is the shipping. So bless his heart, he does that for me and I'm so thankful. So he was like really scared about how in the world he's gonna ship this, especially like with knowing how much it's worth or approximately. But I'm excited about this. It's so cool. I did pay like 35 bucks for it, so obviously like more than I normally would, but it's just too cool. And I was sad, so sometimes when you're sad, you need to just spend a little bit of money. Okay. Then I went to, I don't know if I had spoken about this, but I ended up going to Minnesota to see my best friend and celebrate her baby shower and her first baby being born. She's having a little boy. So she actually gave me a couple things that she had thrifted for me, which is so nice. But also while I was gone, Jordan grabbed Willow and they went thrifting a little bit just for fun, just to get out of the house. So some of the things he picked up, the first thing he grabbed is this little vase. So he sent me pictures of things, so I kind of like got to say if I wanted them or not. I thought this was cool. So this was maybe a little bit of a risk because it's a little different. Like it diverges a little bit from like my normal style, although I love like Asian decor pieces, and also I love birds, so maybe it doesn't. But these are little sparrows. I believe this is Chinese. I liked the Art Deco black like rim. It's not marked on the bottom. And then I really like the little bamboo detail. So I thought this was cool. I'm interested to see how this does on Etsy, and maybe use this as like a learning lesson to see if this is something that people would be interested in. But I just thought it was so pretty and also useful. It's a nice size. So anyhow, this is listed if anyone is interested in that. So that was nice of him to grab that for me. And then he got me, it's kind of funny, I have been going through our kitchen and trying to list things that I don't use. Our kitchen is super dated, but it is a pretty good size. So I have tons of cabinets that are filled with nonsense, like just 50 million cups and pitchers and just things we like, I love, but don't necessarily need. I could for sure use more space for actual like cooking stuff, you know, in a kitchen. Especially since I've been staying home, I've been trying really hard to cook more for us. It's hard. But anyhow, I had a set of these and I actually just sold it. So it's kind of funny because then he found this and I was like, oh my gosh, I literally just let one of these go and now we found another one. So this one has a little bit of dishwasher damage. You can see that it's a little bit faded, but not terrible, and still really shiny and pretty. So he found that, and then 4 cups. So this is one, obviously you don't need to see all 4 of them, but really, really, really charming and sweet and very like classic quintessential vintage kitchen, like just pretty. So anyhow, this will be listed if it's not already. By the time you see this video, it'll be up. So that's cool. Oh, and then he found these awesome bookends for me. So bookends are just like an always a must for me. I always buy bookends if they're neat and like not outrageously priced. So they just sell very well. They're super useful and they're cool. So I've seen these before obviously, but I've never thrifted them. So he thrifted these really cool eagle bookends for me. And they are hollow. So they are heavy, but they're not like outrageously heavy, because I do think sometimes like when the shipping is really expensive, that also kind of makes buyers shy away. So I've been trying not to buy like too many really big things because then the shipping's just outrageous and then it's hard to sell. So I don't think the shipping will be like too crazy on these because they are hollow. So aren't they cool? I just think they're so cool. And another picker like told him, he was like, oh man, if I had seen those, I would have grabbed them. And I was like, haha, yeah. Sometimes you win. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. Okay. So that is pretty much all he found. Then I have a couple of pictures. I actually grabbed these a few months ago, but I forgot to show them because I had them, you know, squirreled away in my like squirrel piles, because I originally purchased them because I wanted to use the frame. So they're these pretty little needle points, nothing like outrageously amazing, but the frames are so good. Like if you turn it around, you can really tell like the age on these, like how old these old frames are. And I love the gold and the detail and just how pretty they are. And that there's a pair. So I have quite a few prints that I've been collecting that I don't have frames for, and it's hard to find frames, and getting things professionally framed is expensive. So sometimes I just forget about prints that I have and just kind of leave them in storage, which is a bummer because then they never get loved. So when I saw these, I had like perfect prints in mind. The only thing that stinks is the print itself is small, like the picture is small, but the paper is a lot larger than this, so I would have to cut it. And I'm not sure if if I want to do that or not. So I haven't fully decided what to do with these. I think that's why I like had these squirreled away, because I just don't know what to do with them. But having a pair of antique matching frames is just like so useful. So every once in a while I try to thrift something that's like practical and actually useful and not just frivolous. But I don't know what I'm gonna do with these. I really don't. They are just pretty, really and truly. Okay. All right, now for the stuff that I'm like more excited about. Not that I wasn't excited about the other stuff, but I went down south to a local thrift store that I used to go to all the time. It's a hospice, and it's definitely more expensive, but when you walk in, nothing about it reads thrift store. The whole thing very much reads like high-end consignment. So it's hit or miss. There are things in there that are like really expensive and they are asking you like full retail value or more. But there's also things that kind of slip through the cracks. So that's when I get excited, when I find something that slipped through the cracks and I'm like, yes. And they have a rewards program. So I had a $10 off coupon, so that also helps. So I ended up spending about $43 on all the things I'm about to show you. So not like cheap for sure, but some cool stuff I was excited about. So the first thing I grabbed was this little Florentine Italian picture. So it's like a little bust. I would say it's like kind of like, I don't know. It's a print, obviously, but I loved the wood. So I just thought that was like so pretty and simple. So this was $12. Then I found this beautiful brass picture frame. Still has the glass. And look at the back. How cool is that? Isn't that so pretty? I just thought it was so like feminine and pretty. And you could put a picture in it, or you could put like a piece of glass and make it a mirror. But this was $1. $1. Like, why? Why is this $1 and that little picture was $12? Like, I feel like somebody messed up and mismarked this, but I don't care. I was super excited to find it. Then I got this Satsuma vase. I would say it's definitely antique, probably like late 1800s. It's got a lot of crazing. really pretty water lilies on the back. And just pretty. I just thought it was so pretty. I love all the detail. Right? Isn't it so good? So this was $15, I think, or $16, something around there. So again, like, you know, not like dirt cheap, but still cool. Then I really took a chance on this. I don't know. I just thought it was cool. Sometimes things just like speak to me and I'm like, oh no, I'm going to try it. It just seems neat. So this is a Royal Doulton porcelain picture. So the first thing I loved was this picture frame. So it's like a composite wood. So it is wood, but it's made from like a particle board type of wood. It's not plastic though. It's not like the Sirocco or whatever. It is wood. And it's just so carved and beautiful. And then this blue and white piece is Royal Doulton. And it's like these three girls like looking into the woods. There's something kind of like, I don't know, alluring about it. Maybe a little scary. And then this is the back. So that's the stamp. And then it could be hung, obviously, not just in the picture. You could hang it like through these little holes. There is a chip on the back, but I don't really think that matters too much. And this was $10. So I feel like that's totally worth 10 bucks. So cool. Another one that Jordan's gonna be really excited about shipping. Oh my God. Ah, he's gonna cry. And then the last thing I got was this big giant pupper. Isn't he so pretty? So I know he's not like an old one, but he definitely has age, because he's got like all kinds of crazing to him and like kind of like a little bit of cracking. So it's not, and this is not like manufactured crazing. And his eyes are cool. Rawr. So he was only 12 bucks. These guys sell for a lot. I usually do really well with these kind of like Staffordshire style dogs. But yeah, cool, right? I really like him. So that's everything. Is that everything? Yeah, that's everything. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed my haul. I made myself a goal that I have to list 100 things before Black Friday. So I'm doing pretty good. I've got like 90 things up, so I need to do 10 more. So keep your eyes peeled. I did list some of my Christmas collection. I like try to pare down a little bit every year as I bring more things in and add to my collection. So check out my Etsy if you're interested in any of this. I got some good loot on there. And thank you so much, guys, for watching, coming along with my like crazy thrift journey, my mom journey. There's a lot going on. So I appreciate everybody. And please come back and check out my Christmas haul, because that will be my next video. I was not expecting to do this haul at all. That rhymes. But I do have a Christmas haul of like vintage Christmas stuff that I've thrifted. So come back and check that out if you're interested. And I hope that everyone has a wonderful day. Bye.